start with the second chapter of your standard 7 syllabus, that is physical and chemical changes. So what do you understand by a change? A change is a process of transformation of a substance from one form to the other. Nothing is permanent. In fact, change is a law of nature. So in the first lesson, we are going to study the different types of changes as listed below and their examples. So let us study one by one. Number 1, desirable and undesirable changes. A change that is useful to us, or rather a change that benefits us in some way or the other, is referred to as desirable change or beneficial change. Like ripening of fruits, curdling of milk, these are all beneficial or desirable changes. While a change that is not useful to us or rather can harm us in some way or the other are referred to as undesirable or non-beneficial change. For example, floods, rotting of fruits, epidemics are all undesirable or non-beneficial change. Next, natural and man-made changes. Changes that take place in nature by themselves are called natural changes. Change of day and night, growing of a tree, earthquakes, these are all natural phenomena and hence are referred to as natural changes, while the changes that occur due to the efforts of human beings are called man-made changes. For example, cooking of food, formation of steel from iron, etc. Third, slow and fast changes. The changes that take longer time to complete are called slow changes. Rusting of iron, changing of season, formation of curd from milk, these are all categorized under slow changes because they take a longer time for completion. While the changes that takes place in a very short interval of time are referred to as fast changes, like bursting of cracker, blinking of eyes and switching on fan. Okay. Next, periodic and non-periodic changes. The changes that are repeated at regular intervals of time are referred to as periodic changes, like motion of pendulum, change of day and night, etc. While the changes that are not repeated at regular intervals of time and can occur at any instant of time are referred to as non-periodic changes. For example, earthquakes, landslides, etc. Lastly, reversible and irreversible changes. When a change in a substance can be reversed back by changing the condition, it is referred to as reversible change. For example, when water is freezed, it cools to form ice, and ice on melting is reversed back to water. So this is an example of reversible change where ice on melting reverts back to water, and again water on cooling reverts back to ice. Secondly, if a change cannot be brought back to its original state after a change, it is said to be irreversible change. Burning of wood to ash, breaking of glass, cooking of food. In this case, the changed substance cannot be reversed back to its original state. Now, till now we have studied the different types of changes. Now, all these types of changes can be broadly classified into physical change and chemical change. So in this lesson, we'll continue with physical change and we'll study in details. So what is a physical change? A temporary change in which only the physical properties of the substance changes while the chemical composition of the substance remains same. The physical properties which undergo change in a physical change are color, shape, size and the physical state of a substance. Okay? So let us study more characteristics of physical change. It is temporary and reversible in nature. Firstly, very important. Second, no new substance is formed in physical change. Chemical composition of the original substance remains the same. Okay? Only the physical properties such as shape, size, color and the physical state only changes. There may or maximum times may not be any exchange of energy during a physical change. So these are some of the important characteristics of physical changes. Now next, let us study some examples of physical changes in details. In the first example, physical change is occurring while changing in the physical state. For example, when ice melts, it changes into water, and when water cools, it changes back into ice. So the first characteristic of physical change is followed here, that is, it is reversible in nature. Secondly, This is an example of physical change where the change in physical state is occurring. because ice is solid in nature, which on melting changes to liquid water, and again water, which is liquid in nature, it changes back into solid ice. So here only the change in physical state is occurring, and moreover the molecules of water and ice are identical. Okay, so this is the first example. Secondly, let us see another example of our everyday life. Dissolution of sugar in water. When sugar is added to water, it completely dissolves in water, and this is referred to as dissolution of sugar in water, and it gives a sweet taste. There is no change in the appearance of water. So why this is considered to be a physical change? Because in this case no new substance is formed during dissolution of sugar in water. Secondly, on crystallization of this sugar solution, the sugar can be recovered back in the crystalline form. Therefore, the change is temporary and also reversible in nature. So that's why dissolution of sugar in water is considered to be a physical change. Okay. Now, lastly, we are going to study some more examples of physical changes like drying of wet clothes, glowing of electric bulb, crystallization of salt or sugar, melting of wax or butter, formation of clouds, expansion and contraction of metals, and lastly, hammering or beating of metals into sheets. If we consider the last example, why it is considered to be a physical change? Firstly, in this case, no new substance is formed, and secondly, the change is temporary, and moreover the chemical composition of metal remains same in the raw state as well as after it is beaten into thin sheets. Okay, so these are some of the characteristics which the following change is satisfying, and hence it is referred to as a physical change. So for the first lesson we are done. In the next lesson, we are going to continue with the remaining part of the chapter. Okay.